How the Space Rangers, Captain Phoenix. Yeah, I promised I would do a review of the Netflix shows, and I'm planning to do that. In fact, if anything, I'm gonna speed run them. I probably won't speed run all of them in one video, but I will speed run them. Also, I'm probably gonna do a Shrek review. I mean, those are gonna be now fine in the future. Right now, I'm working on an important project, so like, let me just finish the Netflix shows. Boom, we move on to something else. All right. So, this is a Netflix show. It's a DreamWorks show. It's actually called Captain Underpants. For those of you who don't know, I'm a big fan of the Captain Underpants books. I've read all of them. The series ended in 2015. That's when the books stopped releasing. They ended there. In 2017, we got the movie, and in 2018, we got the Netflix TV show. So I'm gonna talk about the movie that came out in 2017. First of all, let me just say, having a movie adaptation of a book that I loved come out 2 years after the book series was over, just it really warmed my heart. I really love Captain Underpants. It's such a funny, fun, immature comic style novel series. It's just go read the books. They are honestly so much fun. And this movie is everything I want. This movie was basically my fan fiction come to life, believe it or not. This movie took everything good I loved about the books and then just shoved them in with some beautiful animation. I can't even express how much I love this movie. This movie was even cheap to make. All right, let me backtrack a bit. So, Captain Underpants, what's it about? It's a story that it's about a principal who gets hypnotized by two of his pupils into becoming a superhero. So he blackmails his students. His students kind of hypnotize him and they make him into a superhero by accident. And now, since he thinks he's a superhero, he goes around saving the day and doing good deeds when really he's doing more harm than good. Our main villain of the movie is called Professor Poopy Pants. Yes, I know, funny name. In fact, that's kind of like all the names of the villains in these shows: Wedgie Woman, Poopy Pants, Tippy Tinkle Trousers. It's kind of funny if you think about it. So yeah, his students trick him into becoming Captain Underpants, and he goes around doing wacky things. And then the villains obviously have wacky names, and I honestly kind of like their wacky names. I also love the books and the way they have these long, exaggerated titles. You know, honestly, this book series and the movies, they feel like they come from a child's POV, which is true. How George and Harold, they view this from their point of view. It just feels like it came off a child. Now let's talk about the movie itself. The movie again, it's good. It has wonderful animation. The character designs look great, not too much like the book, like where to a point where it could be 2D, but at the same time, it kind of fits that middle graph over there. I really like how DreamWorks really animated this. I don't think if Disney or Pixar or even Sony did something like this, I don't think they would have nailed it as much. I feel good here because like it borrows the style from what the books had and it kind of mixes it with that childish 3D stuff. I really love the message of the movie about how it tells you just be a kid, just have imagination. It's really not bad. And in honesty, it's one of the most unique and best messages I've ever heard. The villain again is hilarious. His main motivation is I don't want anyone to make fun of my name, so I'm gonna stop everyone from laughing. That's a powerful motivation on its own. Again, when this movie came out, I was really excited for it because again, I was a big fan of the book, so I really wanted to watch it. I watched the movie. I was finished with the movie, and in honesty, up to this day, it's still good. Even though you may say my nostalgia clouds me, I will say for a fact the Captain Pants movie gets an 8 out of 10. It is by far the best book adaptation I've ever seen. It took all the best elements from all 12 books and then just shoved them in this movie. And I personally hope they make a sequel. The closest they've done is a Netflix show, which now I have to talk about. The Netflix show, I've seen all 3 seasons of it. They did mention they'll bring in more, so I'm probably thinking they're going to bring in the fourth season. I don't know when, but they probably are. Again, I've seen all the seasons. One and two are pretty good. Three was a bit weaker than the first two, but it was definitely better. It was definitely good. So I feel like the series was good. The first season was a bit weak. The second one was definitely where it was strong. The third one carried that energy, though I don't think it had the same pizzazz as the second one. It was definitely more funny for sure, but I don't think it had the zen the second one did. Regardless, the Netflix show is good. It is 2D, so it's not animated like this, but again, I don't really mind it. I do love the jokes. And by the way, this is one of those like genres where they do like fart and poop jokes all the time. But I honestly don't mind it. If anything, I kind of find them clever. Teen Titans Go, start taking notes, my good man. And they're really clever and really funny, and they don't depend on those jokes. If anything, they kind of work around those jokes, which I really do love. Anyways, guys, I love Captain Underpants. Go watch it. It has a really good message. The movie itself has a good message, a unique story I don't think we've seen before. Spectacular animation, lovable characters. Even though George and Hal are kind of like the same character, but it really didn't affect me overall. And if you're a fan of the books, like if you read the books before the movie, I think you'll have a better time. It really takes all this movie really takes all the good stuff of the books and then puts them here on the screen. It's kind of like fulfilling every fan's fan fiction. I remember I made fan fiction about the books when I was younger, and this movie really satisfied me. Again, if you're interested in watching the Netflix series, go give it a watch. It's not based on any of the books. It's kind of all their own original thing. So I will give them points for that. It's not as deep as the movie where it tells you, oh, imagine, or oh, it's okay to be a kid. You don't have to grow up so fast. The show just has like a bunch of bundled messages. It's kind of like Teen Titans Go, but in a more better way. It's very well animated. I like the seasons. Preferably season 2 was personally my favorite. And all in all, go watch the Netflix show, but I would only advise it if you're a true fan of Captain Underpants. If you're not, I think it will be hard for you to really fall in love with the Netflix show. As for the movie, go watch it. No matter whether or not you're a fan, go watch it. Especially if you're a fan of the books, I think you'll be really satisfied. Speaking of the books, yeah, go read those books. They're really fun as well. Anyways, guys, I've been Captain Phoenix. Thank you so very much for watching my Captain Underpants review. Next, we're gonna speedrun Troll Hunters and The Hollow. So let's get into it.